Hey guys, it's EDDBUD, and today I'm back with a video discussing whether some of the shoes in my current rotation can last the distance on those long runs. If it's your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications of when new videos are launched if you enjoy running shoe content. So another long run to cap off the week today, 14 miles at 8 minutes 7 seconds per mile. Today I took the Reebok Run Fast 2 out on the long run. So how did it get on? Now you might remember last week I said I was going to take the Beacon out, or at least the Beacon 3 for the long run today. But when I got them on foot, I had some really odd discomfort in the left shoe, right on the top of my left foot. It wasn't really hurting in particular, but a rubbing feeling nonetheless. Some discomfort there, so I did switch up to the Reebok Run Fast 2 instead. That seemed to present me with no issues across the top of the foot. Could the much lower stack height in the Pegasus midsole here stand up to the test of the long run? More to the point, could I? 41 miles at the start of Sunday. It was a pretty tough week. Lots and lots of stuff going on around the house. In addition to running, it was always going to be a test. Plus some much faster miles than I anticipated yesterday in the Brooks Hyperion Tempo. I will place my Brooks Hyperion Tempo 100 mile review video at the very end of this one if you do want to check it out. So a full loop of the town boundaries, some very peaceful miles there on those country roads, barely a soul around. No music today, just some quiet peace of mind, very much needed. And no seagull attacks, thankfully. Always going to be a nice slower run today. The long run really is something to boost that endurance, boost the strength in your legs. I often use it to work on form, make sure that my form is good, make sure my rhythm is good. So these performed really well up to about 9 miles today, but then I headed down a very steep hill. Yeovil runners will know it as Stone Lane. My legs felt like they were made of stone by the end of that one, I'll tell you. It certainly took its toll on my legs, and I would have loved a little bit more cushion underfoot around about that point. This route's a really good tester. It demands consistency in terms of your effort over the first 9 miles. Constant climbing pretty much all the way, and it's a great way to build that discipline in your pacing and your effort. 759 foot of elevation, so it's about 230 meters over the course of this run. Nice reasonable conditions out there. 15 degrees centigrade, which is about 59 Fahrenheit. Though there were some gusty winds at times, so it was quite tough when I was running westerly at one point. I think the wind was sort of northwesterly, so really difficult, like you're running directly into the wind. Westerly, it was really tough. Had to put a little bit more effort in than usual. So pretty much same route as last week, and I've got to be honest that the Pegasus 37 actually performed a lot better for me last week on that route. Yes, I know the lacing has driven me crazy and the lockdown just really does leave something to be desired, but the React foam, the airbag, the slightly higher stack height and that increased drop as well. I think this one's about 10 mil compared to the Run Fast, which is about 8. My poor old torpedo feet really craved for that React foam at one point. Never thought I'd say that. So I think I'll probably leave the Reebok Run Fast 2 for runs of around about 8 to 10 miles. I think it could still be really fantastic over the 5 or 10k distance, but I'm not sure it's quite got the cushion for me on perhaps a more challenging route with lots more elevation. In fact, the uphills weren't even that bad. It was the downhills really where I just really craved some more cushion underfoot. Gotta say, grip today was really good across lots of different surfaces. Road, pavement, some dirt, some grass. No problems there. I think it was a little easier to hit on the midfoot with this shoe, with that slightly lower drop. I certainly didn't feel the foam bottoming out at all at any stage. I think it's more that perhaps the Pegasus 37 is just a little bit more resilient with that airbag up front. I have to say, with thinner socks last week with the 37, I did have to stop twice to relace the shoe, or at least retie it. Now with 60 miles into the Pegasus 37, it does seem to be flexing a little bit more. Felt like quite a rigid and clunky shoe to start with. The strange issue with the changing lockdown really is a mystery. Some days the shoe feels great, certainly if you're going at those lower paces, those kind of easy days where perhaps you're not that worried about the consistency of pace, but it always seems to rear its head around 3 or 4 miles. You get either loosening of the shoe or some heel slippage and you have to retighten. And then of course, that's a two-edged sword. Later in the run, when your foot starts to expand, certainly on a long run, then you start to get some pain across the top of the foot here. Your feet just do expand over time, that's just the way it is. So I need to try and find some sort of solution for that, whether it's some other laces, maybe some laces that have a little flex to them, but alas, I've found no way of stopping it so far. You're limited to using the lace loops just kind of as they come out the box. You can't really go over or under or change the lacing in any way. Obviously tried a runner's knot. That didn't really seem to make any difference. Perhaps I could try to switch out the insoles to something a little less cushioned to eliminate some of the squish as you put your foot down through the gait cycle. But I think removing cushion is a little counterproductive. That was kind of why I liked the shoe on the long run last week. To put all that into context, I think I'm still on the search for my long run shoe right now. Hopefully the Beacon can be back on the test bed next week. Have you experienced any heel slip in your pair of the Nike Pegasus 37? Has that lace issue reared its ugly head? Have you found any solutions? Have you managed to alleviate the problems? Let me know down in the comments. There's a glut of shoes incoming this week. I shall be waiting patiently by the front door for the delivery people to come. We've got the Adidas Adizero Pro, the Saucony Endorphin Speed, and also the Hoka One Torrent 2. Really keen to get my mitts on those. I'm certainly going to take it easy tomorrow. My legs are destroyed. And there's no amount of Domino's pizza that's going to make that any better. Just need some high quality R&R, and I don't mean rock and roll. A quick musical interlude. I dug out this old greatest hits from the Rhythm King label called Beat This. Of course it does feature the classic Bomb the Bass hit Beat This and the fantastic Super Fly Guy by S Express. Schooly D makes an appearance as well with Put Your Feelers On. Oh, do you remember when feelers were really big in the early 90s? The suede ones with the Velcro strips. Some fantastic early dance and hip hop on this one from the very late 80s. Go and check it out. Thanks for watching through to the very end of the video, guys. It's always appreciated. If you haven't done so already, we'd very much appreciate it too if you'd hit that subscribe button and click the bell, which will give you notifications of when we launch the new videos. Helps the channel out massively as well if you give this video a thumbs up like. Share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you